So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the sleigh moving across the top of the screen. The sleigh is going to randomly move across the screen at different time periods, and it's going to drop off Rudolphs that Santa's going to try and catch for extra points. So first things first, we want to start the sleigh over on the right hand side of the screen. So again, we've done this in the previous video. We want to set it with an X number, which is going to be greater than 200, probably about 250 or 300, to move it right to the right hand side. So again, events, when the green flag is clicked, so when the game starts, we want the sleigh to go up the top right hand corner and hide. So we're going to go to motion, we're going to use go to, X and Y. So that's where it is at the minute, so I'm going to change that. Let's just try that and see where it's at. So I'm happy enough with that, but I want to move it further to the right. So I'm going to try 250, green flag it, you can see it moves further across. Let's try 300, and you can see then it's over the right hand side of the screen. So it's going to go there. I want it to hide, so I don't want it to appear. I want it to hide. So again, we're going to go to looks. We're going to set it to hide at the start of the game, so we can't see it. It's going to hide, it's going to go to that location, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have a random weight. So again, this is just to make the game a bit more interesting. We're going to use a weight of, let's say, a random time period. So again, we're going to use the pick random, like we used on the Grinch sprite. And we're going to say pick random between, let's say, 5 to 10 seconds. And what we want it to do after that is obviously to show first of all, because at the minute it's still invisible. So we set it to show, and then what we have to do is we have to then look at how we're going to get it to move across the screen. So there's different ways you can do that. I'm going to do that using the glide function, which you can see is here inside the motion bricks. So glide 1 second to X 282115. So if it's starting on X 300 and I want it to move to the left hand side of the screen, I'm going to change that to minus 300. And now if we play it, there should be a random wait of between 5 or 10 seconds. And the sleigh should then, you know what, I'm going to change that wait just to save me waiting. So change to 1 to 3 seconds, so it's not, I'm not going to have to wait as long for it to come. So you can see there it's moving, that's fine. Now one thing you can see was very fast there, so again with this idea of pick a random, we can do the same thing but for the length of time it takes to go across the screen. 1 second is probably going to be too fast, so I'm going to use pick random between let's say 3 and 5 seconds. We don't want it to get too slow, so somewhere between 3 and 5 seconds. It just means each time the sleigh comes across it might be going at a different speed. So let's just check that and see how, test it, see how it goes. Yeah, so the sleigh's coming, but at the minute it's going to go across once. So we want to repeat a certain amount of this code. So again, we're going to use one of our loops. We're going to use a control loop. You could put it inside a forever loop and it's going to repeat forever, or you could use a repeat loop for it to run a certain number of times. For the purpose of this game, I think we're happy enough just to use a forever loop. So it's going to wait. It's going to pick the random time, it's going to show, and then it's going to glide across the screen, so it's going to keep on repeating this code. So if we try it now just to test it, just to make sure that it is moving across the screen, so it's going across once there. Again, I got hit by the Grinch so I died, so we'll try and get some points this time, just to make sure it's going across multiple times. The random weight is in now. So you can see what's happening is just getting stuck up in this left hand corner. We have to try and work out why. So what I haven't included in the loop is the go to the right hand side and the hide. So these two should also be inside the loop, like so. They were outside the loop, so they weren't actually running. Now, just by testing it, hopefully we'll see that it repeats. It's hidden now, it's waiting. There we go. So it's repeating across the screen, going at different speeds, so it's working quite well. So that's the sleigh moving randomly across the top. So the idea of the sleigh is, if you want to change the size, you could change the size, obviously by looking at your looks and adjusting the size like we did with the previous sprites. But the idea that the sleigh is going to move across the screen now, and it's going to drop Rudolph off, and Santa can try and catch Rudolph to get extra points as well as the presents. So we're now going to look at the Rudolph sprite and how that works. So again, select the sprite. We're going to use again the event when the game starts. We want to do something, and Rudolph is going to be a similar type code to what we use in the sleigh. So we want it to hide at the start of the game. So we go to looks and we can set it to hide. You can see he's just appearing there at the bottom. So we will hide him at the start of the game. And then we're gonna, so what we want is we want Rudolph to come up, to follow the sleigh and to drop down the screen every once in a while, again using randoms. So first thing is we're going to use motion. We're going to say go to, and rather than go to X or Y like we've used before, we're going to tell it to go to a certain sprite. So we use the go to random position, and clicking the drop down arrow you can select your different sprites. So I'm going to set Rudolph to go to the sleigh, it's this one. So it's going to hide. Now we're just going to test it. We're going to set him to show just to see it's working the way we expect. Set it to show. So Rudolph should appear. So he's going to the sleigh, but he's not following the sleigh. So we want him to copy or to move alongside with the sleigh. So what we're going to do there is again use a loop. We're going to use forever, and we're going to put the whole lot actually I think inside it. We want to hide, we want to go to the drawn sleigh, we want to show. So let's see how this is going to work. So he's falling across, which is great. So once he shows, then we want him to drop down. We're going to again use a random weight, which we'll put in a second. We'll actually do it now just to get it done. So we use the control bricks, we'll use weight, and again we use a random operator to get a random number. So again you can use whatever timings you want. I'm going to try with, we're going to wait between 3 and let's say between 2 and 4 seconds to see how it works. And every 2 or 4 seconds he's going to repeat, he's going to wait, and then we want him to drop. So I'm actually going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the show underneath that. So he's going to be, you're not going to see it moving across. We're going to show it, and then we want it to drop down the screen. So again, different ways we can do this one. I am going to go into motion. I'm going to change Y just to do it a different way. So I'm going to change Y by, and I'm going to put that inside a loop. So again, I'm going to use control loop. I'm going to use a repeat. And just to explain this, we know from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen is about 500. So I want Rudolph to go from the top to the bottom, so I'm going to have to make these numbers multiplied to around about 500. If I change the Y value, it means it'll drop quicker. If I change the repeat value, it means it will drop in smaller increments. So you can change the kind of speed that it'll drop at by playing about with these numbers. So I want to repeat it, let's try 50 times. And rather than changing Y by positive 10, we're going to change it to negative 10, and that's going to move Rudolph down the screen. So looking back at it now, we're going to hide him. Going to go to the sleigh, it's going to wait a random length of time. You know, it might actually change the order of those two. So we're going to put the wait before that, then we're going to go to the sleigh, we're going to show Rudolph, he's going to drop down the screen hopefully. Oh, so you can see it's started to work there, but let's see if we get it this time. So you can see it drops. Now you can see it kind of glitches out a little bit at the bottom, it kind of sticks. So to fix that problem, we can change the repeat 50 to maybe repeat. You know what, we can actually change it this way, which will slow him down a little bit as well. So let's try him at -5 speed to see what the speed of him dropping is like. He mightn't drop the whole way in the screen this time, but I'm just trying to get the speed right so we can actually try and catch him. So you can see it didn't drop that time. It's random, so it's happening every once in a while. So that's a good speed, and he's moving far enough down. Yeah, so he's going down the screen, so I'm happy with that. That's a good speed, we can try and catch him. So that's Rudolph now appearing randomly with the sleigh and drop them down the screen. The next thing we have to do is we have to program Santa, so whenever he catches Rudolph that he gets points. So it'll be the same sort of code as we used on our presents sprites, as you can see here. I'll just remove this, it was just a duplicate, it wasn't doing anything. So again, we go to just to recap on it, we're looking at changing the score when touching Santa. So we can do it on the Santa sprite or we can do it on Rudolph sprite. We'll go to Rudolph and we'll do it on here. So again, events, when the game starts or when the green flag is clicked, control, forever, we always want to be checking this. If we're going to sense has something happened, so we're going to go into sensing and we're going to check if the Rudolph sprite is touching the Santa sprite. We want something to happen, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the variables and we're going to change the score. So using your change variable, rather than jump height, we want to change presence because that's the score for the game. So change presence by 1. And if you remember last time, it's a good idea whenever you're sensing if something happens to put a short wait in, just so that it works properly. Sometimes you could get one of the presents or Rudolph and it will add on more points than it should. So we'll add a 1 second wait after it changes the score, by which time Rudolph should be gone, the sprite shouldn't be touching. So now, if it's working the way it's supposed to, we should be able to catch Rudolph and get points. There we go, 2, 3. So that's worked perfectly. The one thing that I did see, you can see Rudolph kind of disappeared on down past Santa, so I might want to set Rudolph to disappear whenever it's touching Santa. So again, go to Rudolph. We've actually got it here. Change presence by 1, and we want to then set Rudolph to hide. So that would just mean that whenever we actually touch Rudolph, it will disappear. So let's check that now. So if I get Santa, now you can see it hasn't disappeared. And the reason why it hasn't disappeared is because I put the hide after the wait. So let's try putting the hide before the wait. Let's green flag it now. It's important we test our code, it's easy to make little mistakes. So we're checking what happens is what we expect to happen. So you can see there it's disappeared, that's working perfectly. I'm happy with that. So the next video we're going to show then is how to finish off the entire game and add our end screen. So whenever we get to a certain length of time, let's say 1 minute, that the game is going to stop, game will be over and you'll get your score. So we'll do that in the next video.